Oh, yes. I know this whole eviction process is not popular with landlords, right? But there is what's known as the notice, right? And it's not some handwritten on the personal mail of the individual that lives there. Ron actually changed his address, and he does have a rental agreement. I made sure of that before I would stay there. Yes, yes, he did. Now, when somebody puts in a change of address, yes, because I did notice when you decided to tear up his mail. Ow! And he does have a rental agreement. He obviously is in some sort of rehab because of his blood ulcer. He called me. Pooch. He put his mail in there on top of the wood stove. Yeah. He left some of his groceries there. Yes. And then there's a process if you didn't want him to stay there. It's not you write on the back of his own personal mail. Get the fuck out. Okay. Now there's notices. Yes, there is. Something that hasn't been that important to Clallam County. I've had a problem myself getting notice of court hearings. It's kind of like, well, we'll issue this court order. Ouch, ouch. Without the petitioner appearing in court, without any due process to the respondent, yes, using forgeries of those elected to office, and then we'll just torture individuals. We'll kick them around the streets for a while. We'll close the homeless shelter so he has no place to sleep, and I'll just end up sitting here for X number of hours until the sun comes up. Then there's that summons, okay, a complaint, yes. I think that's probably on the landlord's part, considering the landlord-tenant issues. You have an issue with the tenant because the way I was seeing it for the last month, it seemed to be going pretty good. I never touched anything of Ron's. Yes, I just slept in that room, and as I told the property manager, I'm usually there from 8:30 to 6:30 in the morning. Though when it started getting dark in the last week, I've been there until 7:30, and I never heard a knock on the door. No, he didn't. I never got a phone call. Nope, I didn't see any notices. You know, the normal way of doing things is just call me or knock on the door. Yes, I did give him the hours that I would be there. Yes, he did. And then there's a hearing, something that's not that important to those in the judiciary. And then there's that notice of restitution. Well, I'm not the renter, and I made sure not to break anything in that place. I just slept there at night, making sure that nobody trashed it. Nobody threw Ron's bed out in the garage. Pooch opened his mail without his knowing. Nobody decided to lock both doors and then shut all the windows so as that Ron would get out of his rehab whenever happens. And then there's that writ of execution of judgment and trespass notice. Now, I thought that was a 3-day notice where you actually execute a writ of execution of the judgment that you have to vacate the property. Pooch, you're being evicted. Ow! You can make arrangements for somebody to move all your shit out so that you no longer dwell there. Yes, yes, yes. And then there's that issue of, well, what happens if you don't do it? I mean, you leave, right, you can't go back in there. Oh, and you left your shit in there. Well, you don't bring in a garbage bag, decide to load somebody fucking fuck.